whenever we talk about spirituality, there is a concept that we need to renunciate. We need to, we need to leave everything beside, aside, and we have to practice spirituality. Spirituality cannot be practiced uh, being in the world, doing, performing the actions in the world. These are the concepts. So there is this word called sannyas. Sannyas means, monasticism. That is when you detach yourself from the worldly duties, and you live a particular life of a monastic. That is perceived to be sannyas. But in Bhagavad Gita, the conception of sannyas is completely different. Sannyas, sannyas means one whose ignorance is completely destroyed. That is called sannyas. And the person whose ignorance is completely destroyed is called a sannyasi. So Lord Krishna says that sannyas does not mean that you need to detach yourself or disassociate yourself from the duties, from the world, from the worldly relationships. No, it doesn't mean. The sannyas does not mean that. Sannyas means when you do not do anything which is going to fulfill your desires. That is in that 18th chapter. He said, Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo vidu. That is when you can renunciate performing those actions which are going to fulfill your desires. That means when you perform every action for the good of others. That is called sannyas. Okay. So this fifth chapter starts with a question of Arjuna about this sannyas. That what kind of sannyas is important? Whether I I have to perform karma yoga and be in this world, or I have to restrain myself from every activities and retreat into a ashram or a cave or the mountains. What is the superior idea? So this is what Arjuna had asked in the fifth chapter. Arjuna Vacha Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam sangshashi yatshreyam etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. He said that whether I should completely withdraw myself from performing any action, or I should perform actions. I should do my duties. I should perform my duties. Which one is important? Whether I completely disassociate myself from the duties and retire, or I should perform my duties. Which one is superior? So this was the question of Arjuna. Now Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, that is Lord Krishna, is responding. Sannyasa karma yogascha nisreyash karabhubho tayastu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. He said both are good. If you retreat from all your duties, or if you can practice karma yoga, that is you perform your duties, but you don't get attached to the results of those actions. Both are superior, both are good. But you know uh, this karma yoga, that is performance of duties without being attached to the results of those actions, is superior than to retreat, is superior than to restrain from your duties. So one should always perform his duties, perform karmas. But while performing karma, one should always be very careful that they don't get attached to the karmas. They don't get attached to the results of those karmas or actions, and they don't get attached to the ego. That is, I am doing this karma. This notion, they should not get attached. They should perform these actions knowing that they are just an instrument. They are just an instrument, and these actions are happening on its own by the law of nature. It's not me who is the performer of these actions. I'm just a medium through which these actions are manifested. So Lord Krishna now he says more. Geyasa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kangshati. Now Arjuna asked, sannyas. What is sannyas? Is sannyas the superior way to lead a life? Now Lord Krishna is explaining to him what is called as sannyas. And not only a sannyas, but who is eternally a sannyasi. That is, who is by nature a true sannyasi. He says, Geya nitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kangshati. One who does not have any desires. One who does not have any desires, or one who does not have any, you know, any wants or needs. And dveshti, and if something comes, he does not reject. He is like always open. He is always open to receiving everything while not asking for anything. So this kind of person is a real sannyasi. So you need to always remain open. Whatever comes your way, just accept it, whether good or bad. Just accept it, but never ask for anything. So whenever you are asking for something, you are always asking for something which is good, which is beneficial, which is auspicious. So you are distinguishing between the two, the good and the bad. And when you are distinguishing between these two, you will not attain self knowledge. You have to come to a balance. You have to come to this oneness. You have to come to neutrality. So he says, Geya sanitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kangshati, nirdando hi mahabaho, sukham bandhat pramuchyate. He said, everybody wants to be happy, but nobody becomes happy. Why? Because the path of happiness or the happiness itself is blocked. We are happy for some time, but then we become unhappy. That means, we are happy, but that happiness got somehow blocked. And because that, we again became unhappy. So there is a blockage in the path of happiness. Now, how to get rid of this blockade? How to unblock our happiness, unblock our natural flow of bliss. There's a natural flow of bliss like Ganga, When you go to Ganga, it's flowing from eternity. It's flowing. So this bliss is also flowing through you in your heart, but you don't feel it because there is a blockage. So he says, how can we unblock ourselves? Nirdando, without having like nirdando means without having any kind of confusion. Now, what produces confusion or doubts? What are the actual what are the actual trigger points of doubts? Doubts comes when you want something to happen. I'm going in a road, I'm going with a focus. I need this, and when I don't see that, then I have fears, I have doubts, I have confusions, I have blocks. Because my work is to just flow, just move, just march on. But I'm not marching on, I'm marching on for a particular cause, purpose, a premeditated purpose. I have made one purpose for myself. I need this. I've made one goal for myself, and I'm trying to achieve that goal. And while I'm trying to achieve that goal, I am while I'm trying to achieve my goal, I see that I cannot. There is always blockages, there is always hindrances, obstacles. And my goalpost is also changing. My goal was this, but after some time my goal shifted. Then again, sometimes my goal shifted in this way. So, one has to be completely open. Acceptance. One has to remain in a state of complete acceptance. When you are in the state of complete acceptance, then there is no blockage at all. Then there is no confusion. Because the good and the bad, both, like in the Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter, Lord Krishna said, Ya sarvatrana visneha yat tat prapya subha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya pragya pratishtita. He says that, when we approach in our life, there is always these two things which comes like day and night or summer and winter. The two things that comes, one is good and one is bad. One is happiness and the other is sorrow. We are moving only for happiness, but only happiness does not exist. This world is dual. So only happiness, only victory, only profit is not possible. It is a dual character. Here is profit and loss, happiness and sadness both. So we can accept happiness, but we cannot accept sadness. We try to reject it. We try to run away from that. But here he says, Ya sarvatrana visneha yat tat prapya subha shubham. One who does not get attached to anything, whatever he has in his life, in his life path. Nabhinandati nadveshti. He does not seek anything. I need this, I need this. He does not seek anything, or he does not reject anything. This person is actually the person whose knowledge is steadfast, who is in the knowledge, who is established in the knowledge. So here also he says, Nirdando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. The only way to unblock yourself from this stream, from this flow of bliss, from this infinite spontaneous flow of bliss, is when you are in a state of complete acceptance, when you don't judge, this is good, that is bad. Whenever there is a judgment, there is confusion, because judgment is done with the mind. But the whole, the whole scheme is the scheme of self discovery. You are here as a human being to discover yourself, not to attain what you are attaining here. If you see very carefully, you will see that you are actually discovering yourself, you are actually exploring yourself. And all the time there is one endeavor, to cross your limits. But because of fear, because of confusion, you cannot. But there is always a tendency to get rid of this, to go beyond your limits. But we cannot do that because we have these confusions within us, self doubt. So when you go to you know the guru removes these doubts from our mind, and he tells us, yes, you can. Just jump. And we jump, and we become successful. So uh, this that um nirdando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Then he says, Sankhya yogo prithak vala prabadhanti na panditaha ekamapyastita samyak ubhayo bindate phalam. So there are two things. One is Sankhya and the other is Yoga. Sankhya means knowledge. So when a person is in knowledge, then he does not work, because here he is this knowledge knower and the known has become one. He's in unity. He's in unity. So because he is in unity, how will he work? He cannot. But a person who is in karma yoga, who is in the path of yoga, who is in who is moving in the path of yoga, so he's performing karma yoga. So here it says Sankha Yoga Prithak Bala na Prabadhanti Sankha Yoga Prithak Bala Prabadhanti na Panditaha. The wise men, the wise men never say that those who who are in samadhi, those who are in samadhi by restraining their mind, or not restraining their mind, by transcending their mind, and always and always established into the state of oneness, where karmas, where actions does not exist. And because why karmas does not exist, because the the worker, the one who will work, also does not exist. There's only one bliss, one consciousness. So so there the question of work does not arise. So that is the state of Sankhya. That is state of knowledge. Sankhya means knowledge. That is the state of knowledge. And yoga. Here yoga means karma yoga. That is a person who is who is engaged in karma yoga, who is performing actions. He's performing actions, but he does not get attached to any action. He does not get attached to any results of action, or he does not attach to on the with the doer. So it's like an instrument and is doing this. So he says the wise man does not find any distinction between the state of samadhi and the karma yoga, and the state of karma, and the state of karma yoga actually. So they don't find you know any difference. For them both are one. Ekam sankham cha yogam ekamapyastita samyak ubayo vindate phalam. If you can attain any one of them, if you can attain samadhi, you are a karma yogi. And if you are a karma yogi, then you are in samadhi. He said that if you can attain any of this, if you can become a perfect karma yogi, then you are in samadhi. And if you are in samadhi, then you are by default a karma yogi. So in any case it gives the same result. If you say no, I will not do anything, Swamiji, I like to meditate, I like to go into samadhi, I don't want to get involved in any actions. Okay, you stay in samadhi, and while you are staying in samadhi, that is actually the action. It's not inaction, it is actually the action, because when you are in samadhi, then you are emitting a vibration which is spreading calmness, light, love in the environment. There was one saint called Aurobindo. He said that a self-realized soul is the cream of the society. Like you don't need to be don't need to be doing anything. Just your existence, just your staying does the work. So so if a person remains in samadhi, then also he is a karma yogi. And if a person is a karma yogi, no, I want to do some actions, I want to do something. So if a person wants to do something, in a way of karma yoga, then he is actually in samadhi. Yat sankhe prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. It says the space which is attained by knowledge, or the realization, or the accomplishment which is attained by knowledge, karma yoga also takes you there in the same way. There is no two places. If the knowledge takes you to Brahma, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma, if the knowledge takes you to the truth, to the knowledge, to the infinite Brahman, then the Karma Yoga will also take you to that. It will also lead you to that Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma. Yat Sankhai Prapyate Sthanam Tad Yogai Rapi Gamyate. Ekam Sankham Cha Yogam Cha Ya Pashyati Sapashyati. And he is a wise man. He is a really wise man. He is the man who is capable to see, who sees that knowledge and karma yoga are both one. Okay? So today we stop here. It's very interesting. So tomorrow we'll start from here. Can you tell me whether you like it or not?
Yes, we love
Namaste,
it,
Barcelona. Namaste, Barcelona.
Swamiji. Listening to your class.
Barcelona.
Swamiji. Hello.
Hello.
Swamiji.
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 Swamiji. Hola.
Hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
¿Bien?
Bien.
¿Feliz? ¿Feliz? ¿Tú
Bien,
feliz?
bien.
¿Tú feliz así?
Ah, estás
¿Tú
feliz.
disfrutar? ¿Tú
Muy,
disfrutar?
muy feliz.
¿Tú disfrutar?
That is the full stop, okay?
Okay.
Disfrutar মানে হচ্ছে enjoy, enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yeah, আজকে ইয়েতে যাচ্ছি ওই একটু
জানি।
পরে 4টার সময় বেরোবো লন্ডনে। ওকে,
Happy journey.
কন্টিনিউ। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you.